Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Hi, guys. Hope your weekend is kicking ass as I required last night. We're ready to head off to our next map, the Fields of Ruin, which will tick a lot of the boxes in the Chapter 3 Character Advancement Guide. That's the name? I can never remember. Character Adventure Guide.
Perhaps the power output can be boosted.
Fields of Ruin is maybe the least played of the sort of intermediate maps. And one of the ways that is recommended to grind out XP is to kill long-lived mobs.
Though the hope of a treaty has helped us expand from our walls, we still...
That's great, dude. In other words, the longer a mob lives, the more XP you will actually get for it. And therefore, going to an area of the game that is little played, the mobs themselves give off like 4 or 5 times as much XP. Event with the Skrit and a number of players here.
Ready for the next one.
Plus, there's a heart here. So double dipping is always good if you can. Events where you have a heart are worth much more.
Kill them all.
Also, kill them all. And a char. It's possible a little bit, you know, violent by nature. I will attempt to repair this damaged thumper. I don't know who damaged a skunk. I have no idea. No, that's Flower, isn't it? Thumper's the rabbit? Yeah, Thumper's the rabbit. Man, I'm old. I have no idea if kids still watch those movies. My assumption is yes, but I don't know that. Why is he invulnerable? I damaged him just a minute ago. I think that was the Skrit yelling out. And after all, I am Karaxxus Skritbane, so I mean, I kind of have to live up to that to some degree. So, you know.
More come, yes? That's right. Run back to your
The
raffle.
event has been completed successfully. And there's the heart complete. And that's the advantage of double dipping. Good evening to whomever has joined me. Level 39.
I was on a double shift and...
Fine, but make yourself useful and take these helmets back inside.
10 points, I believe we were finishing
Go on,
off
do it.
Zeal.
Relax, you'll live longer.
Spirit weapons gain additional casts and burn with the first strike. I believe the sword used to burn with all of its strikes, which made it extremely overpowered instead of just really good, which it is now. We have new gloves.
You can never have too much treasure.
And because we are Continuing with our
We have
ongoing
completed the
choice.
task at hand.
Every time we get a new item of attire, new dyes. Here we go. The pink is awful. But hint, which is the grayish brown, is just fine for the armor. Then electro pink, then enameled sky. The electro pink is much. And once again, we will be doing the entire map completion.
Things are going to get worse before they get better around here.
And they're not going to get better,
Tensions
but
are
I'm
high. There's much I can teach you. You have seen battle. I can tell by the boldness of your attack.
the boldness of my attacks. She's checking out the boldness of my attacks, guys. We've got a Vista up here. We have a hero point over here. Not a fighty one, just a sit and meditate one. At the Grave of Gwen Thackeray, Logan's couple of greats grandma, who was a character in Guild Wars 1. Filthy separatist propaganda. Humans just letting these hate crimes stand. Do the citizens really thank me? I'm a char. Evidently, a great many of them hate me. They loathe me. They detest me. Ooh. Level 40. Dun, 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 dun. Another dungeon invitation? No. Yes, Karaxxus Manor. Sorry, Karaxxus Manor.
I agree with the separatists. No treaty, never.
Karaxxus is... Well, it's a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. If you saw his beard, you would immediately go, okay, he's a bad guy. And he is.
I agree with the separatists. No treaty, never.
Okay. Separatist filth. You really want to take us on again? The hilarious thing, of course, they blame us, the Char, for the destruction of Ascalon, but who really destroyed Ascalon? Their king. Their own king. Blew up the whole place. Not our fault. That wasn't us. We didn't exterminate those people. He did. I'll also point out that we Char, we are natives to this world, and that the humans are an invasive species from another world.
You lose.
You know, so no matter how you cut it, we're kind of defending our world. And this last suspicious door will be enough. Hey, look. Separatist basher. Yeah, well, somebody got bashed, and it wasn't me. You need the POI in the center of town. I provide my own sound effects. Hard to believe, I know. Sounds like a professional Foley artist, but it's not.
Think the Char will just leave after the treaty? Arm yourselves. Fight for your survival.
I suggest you're about to have to do that exact same thing. Alright, maybe I talked him out of his rather hasty approach to relations between our two peoples. Maybe a big snarling Char in his face convinced him that perhaps even if his opinions are correct, he should consider keeping them a little more to himself. Lest the Char angrily, you know, bite his face off. Not all of it, just the tasty parts. Not the ears, too much cartilage, too chewy, really. There are much, much tastier bits. Oh, that's another Skrit. Made the wrong choice in who to pop out in front of a little Skritty one. After all, I am a Skritbane. 357 is more than 221. You can stick this in to something, somewhere, if you'll pardon my phrasing. It's already got it. That doesn't. There we are. Lazy miner. Get off your ass. Lazy human. My God, they're so gossipy miner. I don't know. Do I get any? Have you been a Lion's Arch? Yes. I think I chose dignity for this character. I think. Did I not choose dignity? I thought I chose dignity. Yes, dignity. I am very dignatious? Is that a word? Dignititious? Dignology? We've got ogre attackers nearby. We don't want to miss out on the event. God freaking bless America.
Kill them all.
Anything else in here? Oh, we got more of them.
Ain't any older than the hills. Still bleed. They're retreating. We won.
For now.
I only got a bronze. I thought I would have whacked enough to at least get a silver out of that, but evidently I would have been wrong. Not used to that. Hurts my feelings. The whole being wrong thing. Just doesn't sit right with me, you know.
Ready for the next one.
Alright, we have not finished up over here just yet. Don't think. No, not yet.
Kill them all.
chickens? No. Nothing I can see that I can do with the chickens. I didn't realize that chickens sort of regularly hung out in mines. Will you freaking stop? Another Skrit with bad judgment. There we go. Heart complete. Level. We have already racked up 2 levels. We're going to have a new hat. And a new hat means new dies, even though we're not currently wearing a hat. Visibly, anyway, we're not displaying that we have a hat on because, well, frankly, it's not the best look. We look far more dashing and debonair with our bits hanging out, so to speak. All right, don't like the pink, but my guess is we're not going to like this one any better. Yeah. Cucumber, grape leaf, and dusty grape. Well, I mean, we've got, 2 grapes and a cucumber. 2 grapes and a cucumber, that sounds really, really dirty. Not my fault. I didn't intend for that to happen. That was random.
While the
Granted,
Char have pulled
it
back
is
from
my dirty
Leavenworth's
mind
walls,
that noticed the correlation there. I can't deny that. We've already helped these guys. I know mining is one of the things I need for the 3rd chapter of the adventure guide. Don't think I have to do the lumberjacking thing, but
Kill them all!
kill them all! I'm a Char. We're bloodthirsty. We're obligate carnivores. It's not my fault. Char scrap metal. Why does it have to be char scrap metal? What's special about char scrap metal? Shouldn't any scrap metal work just fine? That is Ryuna Evil or Ryuna Evil, one of the two. Alright, that rat, not worth any progress. There are rats that are worth progress in some locations for killing them. But evidently, not that one. Where is the exit? It's not up there, sadly. While we're here, we will quickly whip over here and grab the POI. My memory is that you don't get much for the char scrap metal. Mostly you kind of need the events to do this one quickly. And it's not currently rolling, so much for that. Mind you, the char scrap metal does respawn pretty quick. See, I currently have like 12 or something. 12 on the nose. My estimate game is good. Let's see how 13. Now, how much progress? Maybe half, a little over? Yeah, a little over half. So probably another dozen, which means it's 4% progress for each piece of scrap metal. No, that's a little bit more than, that's probably 2/3 or almost 2/3. So if everyone's weekend is off to a nice, chunky, enjoyable start. And by chunky, I don't mean it's like put on weight. I mean it is substantial. It is good and relaxing and maybe fun. Fun is good, I hear. Perhaps some adult leisure beverages involved. I am a fan of adult leisure beverages. As can frequently be attested to around here. I've been known to consume a drink or 12 on the streaming job, so to speak.
Greetings.
We are complete. We are already 26% done with the map. It's going to go a little slower. But it is a smaller map. Things are a bit closer together, so it does tend to move relatively quickly. Is this the Ogre Farm? It is. There's nothing specific in the Ogre Farm. Unless you're in dire need of strawberries? Grapes. They have grapes.
Too easy.
There's the chief, and he is a champion difficulty mob. We will not be attempting him by ourselves, as if I want a quick trip back to one of the waypoints, I can just use the waypoint, as opposed to dying and using the waypoint. Right, and then we've got the one in there. As you can tell, lots of ogres and their pets around here. We'll res her. She'll undoubtedly continue on her way and get killed, but you know. Iron ore. Oh, I've been working on the ore pile. Another POI in here. Pretty little glade. A lot of rabbits. The word is not yet in whether they are wascally or not. Mithric Cliffs. Another little char outpost. This is where the cool cats hang out. Sorry. I doubt anyone's working on the Bloodstone incursion. They do not seem to be. So that's not the sort of thing that is in any way time efficient if one is trying to level up. Sometimes not everything, but also I would probably die a bunch. That's another level, level 42. You have to beat the crap out of the renegades here. Indeed, feel my wrath. It's really, really wrathy. Way wrathier than most other people's wrath.
We'll never lay down our swords.
I have a very high quality wrath going on. Well above average, I would say. Trident is 282. That one is 283. 5438. It's higher level. Lower in 348. That one's even better. That was quick. That is a trident, isn't it? Yeah. Put those away. Grab that. Check out the new level rewards. Ooh, a new hat. Nope, a new aqua breather, which you cannot see.
Why not?
But it is technically an item of attire.
You can never
And so
have
by
too
our
much treasure.
rules, new dice. We can do better. Will we do better? I'd say no, but we can do better. I'm going to say that's better because denim, even though it's the color of jeans, makes a perfectly reasonable metallic for the sort of scale armor stuff, and the others are patina, which is a metallic color in that it's kind of like the rust or tarnish, and Dijon, which is delicious. So that's a pretty good color combo. We will accept that. We'll head over here. We will finish off Zeal. We're 3 levels short. Not quite enough to finish out Zeal. 8 and 8.
Hey, sweetie.
What do we have in Zeal? So that is giving us an extra charge on our spirit weapons. That's a rebuke when you block an attack. Your strike damage increase whenever your symbols hit. Okay, one more, I think. Right? Yeah, I like Mystic Rebuke. We'll go ahead and slap in Mystic Rebuke. We'll pop back here and we will drop the rest of our points in Virtues because we are 3 levels away from being able to add our second spec line. 21, 45, and 70, I think. We have a heart to the southwest. We'll go take care of that one next. And also waypoint. The heart is not one of my favorites. Lots of ogres. But if I can hop in here and res a couple of friends, that's some easy progress. And this is, I'm going to aggro them. Yeah, I have. Oh, it's a veteran too. That's less than great. Because I don't know if the veterans actually, yeah, maybe they do get more progress. I'm not sure. Over food supplies. Sabotage it. I don't know exactly what that means, but there's a decent chance it's... I'm just pooping on it. I don't remember seeing the Evan Vanguard have such a big presence in here. Must be an event I haven't seen in a very long time. A Marmox, not to be confused with Marmite. I take a crap in another one of the supply boxes.
Kill them all!
Yeah, I do not remember having seen this. Certainly in at least a very long time. I'm assuming this is not new. This is core gameplay stuff, so I can't imagine it's new. But I don't remember ever seeing, basically... I guess that's not actually over those supplies. Have already been... Someone's already crapped in those supplies, I guess. Anything else in here? Not really. So, I'm guessing this is the end of one of the event chains that I simply don't remember, because this map is one of the least populated maps. They're fighting back. But it's too late for them. No, I'd rather not mess with the veteran steps because it takes so long to kill them.
Kill them all!
And I crap in another supply box. If it seems a little unsanitary and unfriendly, yeah, it kind of is. Good evening. Are we doing any Warcraft streams next week? I don't expect to. I am continuing to play off stream. I am still enjoying what's its face? Pandaria Remix. Now that they fixed the bug after almost a week where you couldn't advance if you were playing Alliance side. But I don't have any particular plans in any direction. If something grabs me, as is usual, I do this all by ear, whatever I feel like playing on the day. You know, sometimes I'll even say I'm going to be playing something tomorrow, and something else gets my interest. Guild Wars 2, the core gameplay as it released, is all free. You only need to pay if you want to play the expansions. But the original game, as it was released 11 years ago, is free to play entirely. And right now I'm running around in one of the zones that is available. This is a 30 to 40 zone, I think. And all the expansion stuff is at the level cap, level 80. Yeah, the original is pretty... well, I mean, it was like 3 or 4 years until they released an expansion, and people kept playing it, and people continue to play it. So, yeah, it is very substantial.
Kill them all! You lose.
No, it doesn't include every luck. What the hell? I am about to croak. I hit my heel by mistake. That was the problem.
Ready for action.
God I am right now just kiting in an attempt to keep myself alive until I can get my heal off again. Thank you. I will get back to answering questions in just a sec, as I need to not die. I would like to blame you for the fact that I almost died, but that would be disingenuous of me. How many expansions are there? They just announced the 5th one. The first 2 are available on sale pretty frequently for, I think, $10. And that's for both of the first 2. And those are certainly the 2 biggest, as that adds mounts and gliding and the first 2 elite specializations. As you get older, you will find your brain does that more often, on its own. Where you go, where did that come from? I can't even begin to tell you where that came from. That word I put in, that misspelling I put in. So the first 2 expansions, you buy Path of Fire, the second expansion, and you get the first one free. And that is usually, I think, $20 and is on sale from time to time for $10. And at the same time, I believe then the third expansion, which was End of Dragons, will also be on sale probably for half off, so probably $20 for that. The 4th expansion came out a year ago. They have just started doing annual expansions, and the 5th one was just announced last week. But regardless, there's a fair chunk of stuff you would have to go through before you even have to ask yourself the question if you need to buy it. Cool. I mean, given the price that the original game is essentially free, it's definitely something I recommend trying. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, because of course it's not. But since you asked about WoW, I don't know if you're familiar with the WoW streamer named Preach. Actually named Mike, but his stream name is Preach. He was exclusively a WoW streamer for years. He got tired of it and has been streaming other games. He started with Final Fantasy XIV. He then streamed Guild Wars 2, and I think he played through all of the content in Guild Wars 2, including all the raids. I don't know about the strikes, but basically what he wanted to do was go through the story and do the raiding and see what that was like. And the way he said it, and I won't get all of his words correct, but I will get the most important ones. If you're a fan of MMOs and you're not playing Guild Wars 2, he said, and I am quoting right now, you're fucking yourself. So that comes from a guy who had years and years and years as an endgame WoW player. Bit of a WoW fan. Sometimes it's hard for you to try another MMO because you always compare it. Yeah, and there are significant differences in the way this one plays. For instance, your skills are based not just on your class, but also on the weapon you're wielding. And that just can strike a lot of WoW players as so strange. It's something they can't really get a grip on. It is more dynamic combat because you have dodging involved. The buff system is much more powerful in this game than in WoW. Where in WoW, you'll throw a buff on someone and it might increase their damage by a couple of percent. In this game, you can have a buff that you throw out to everyone in your 5-man group that adds 25% to the crit rate. Right off the top with a flat percentage. So the buffs are very powerful here, much more so than they are in, say, WoW. So, I mean, a lot of the core game is quite different, and that can be very off-putting to a lot of people. So I'm not in a position where I'm going to say you are definitely going to love this game. But I think I'm in a pretty safe position to say it is worth your while to at least try it. Give it a few hours. Maybe watch, if you're a fan of watching streamers' older content. Preach streamed himself playing this game for a few months. If you're familiar with Preach, and I enjoy Preach's stuff regardless, but in this particular case, I was very interested in seeing his take on Guild Wars 2, as he's an extraordinarily knowledgeable and capable MMO player. And therefore, I felt that his view on which things were cool and interesting and which things didn't quite work for him would be very, very interesting, and they were. And the short version is he liked it a lot. He had complaints. He had things that he loved. He is on YouTube as well, yeah. He is a Twitch streamer, but all of his stuff, I'm pretty sure, goes to YouTube. It's got to at this point. You may have seen him. He was formerly a bald British guy. Well, he's still British. But he now has, he had a hair transplant. So you might not recognize him if you've seen him in the past. He was a regular on Method and Echo's Race to World First broadcasts. He's one of the commenters, if you're familiar with those. Yeah, if you do a Google for WoW Preach, I'm pretty sure he shows up. And frankly, I watch his stuff. Most of the time, he's done with his stream by the time I get up. But I enjoy Preach regardless of what he's playing. Unless he's playing something I just personally can't stand. In which case, it's the game, not Preach, that's turning me off. You know, as a WoW player, though, I think you would find his reactions to the game as being particularly informative and useful. Because, I mean, that's where he made his bones. Was WoW. Yep, that's him. Breach LFW is him. And he's successful enough now that he's got a whole batch of people that he works with. Work for him, I guess, technically. Because he's that successful. He's an old-timer when it comes to being, you know,
Kill 'em all.
world-class raider.
Never have too much treasure.
And really, really knowledgeable and articulate about the games he plays and that we play. Particularly interesting is his approach to Guild Wars 2, where in essence he was doing the entire game blind. So he wasn't even really looking at chat when they had advice or anything, or when he had questions. He wanted to work his way through it to see what a brand new player who knew nothing about it, what the game would be like to them. Which meant at times it was difficult for me to watch because I wanted to yell at him. No, 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 the thing to the right, the thing to the right. Wrong buttons. Right buttons. This is dangerous. Would you croak already so I can kill the guy who's trying to shoot me from ranged? Somebody's still shooting at me. I stepped on something that blew up? Not sure. Heard Robert Rambles and Azeroth Dan. I have not. I am the most. I've got 3 primary WoW streamers that I have on my list of follows. I have Preach. I have Max, who is the raid leader, guild leader for Limit. And J.B, who mostly plays Mythic Plus, but he has an attitude about the game that I really like, in that he'll talk about the things he likes, and then he will utterly crap on the things he doesn't like. And too many guys who make their living streaming the game don't want to create enemies and crap on the game that they're making their living from, which is understandable. But he's willing to really drop bombs on them on the various games when they deserve it. And Preach will too. So those are the only, off the top of my head, the only WoW content creators I think I watch with any kind of regularity. Well, that's not as good. Can't wear that. Scepter at 390. It's better than what I'm using. Shield at 344. Better than what I'm using. Trident at 363. And it's better than what I'm using. And we'll sell the junk that we're carting around with us. Find it relaxing watching WoW. You must be having withdrawals. Not at all. Like I said, I mean, I go through long periods where I don't play WoW. I'll play at a launch of a new expansion. I might play at a content patch. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm certainly never up to date. I haven't raided in years. I did back in vanilla. That's how long ago it was that I was raiding. But I enjoy the Race to World First. I enjoy Max's commentary. I enjoy Preach's commentary a lot. And you probably heard of the game World of Tanks in the past, right? I haven't played that game in probably 8 years, but there are 2 streamers I regularly watch. That's what they have been playing for most of their careers. Now, that's a game where I just watch the streamers because I find them entertaining. You know, you don't have to have a reason for watching a streamer you like. Either you like it or you don't. You don't have to explain it. If I could get up, that'd be great. Thanks. Played since Shadowlands. That's quite a while. The new expansion has been very well received in general. Frankly, I found the story in it so unengaging that even the story in Shadowlands, which was, I think, generally not well received, understandably, that I felt at least that story felt self-contained, even though it broke all of the rest of the previous lore in the game. You watch some Left 4 Dead 2 streamers without ever having touched the game. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think if I will watch streamers I enjoy playing a game I've never played.
Too late for me.
I don't know if there are any streamers or games I'd go out of my way to watch that I've never played. I don't think so, but it's possible. I certainly wouldn't say that. Never for that. Fight a veteran? Yeah, but he wants to fight me. Would you do me the kindness, sir, and lay down? Don't play games anymore. You regularly watch a certain fella play them? Absolutely. I mean, actually, the two World of Tanks streamers I watched regularly, neither one of them is playing World of Tanks anymore. One of them is playing Armored Warfare, which I own and played when it came out, but haven't played for probably 6 or 8 years. And the other one's playing War Thunder, which I also played maybe 8 years ago. I remember when you first got into WoW, it was kind of magical. Oh, believe me, I had no intention. I saw the first sort of, advertisements for it. I wasn't interested at all. I thought it looked cartoony. And then I got into the beta, the first public beta, and it instantly changed my mind because it just played so much smoother, so much more polished than all of the rest of the MMOs that I'd played. So yeah, I didn't find the game itself to be magical, but the way it played in comparison with all the rest of the games was pretty magical, and that it did really yoink me in. It really pulled me in, so. Feel the background music. The whole game was just really, really polished. Oh, I thought I'd finished you off, silly separatist marksman. The movement was so polished in it. The gameplay was snappy. The GCD being second or second and a half felt much snappier than most of the rest of the games I'd played. So I got over the, oh my god, it's cartoony real fast. I have over 6,000 hours in WoW, so that tells you something. I just checked on my main server and added up my main characters, and that came up with 6,000. It was probably more like 6,500, maybe even 7,000 across the other servers. Other characters. I had about 5,500 at that time in Latro, and I'm at over 4,500 now in Guild Wars 2. And I do enjoy the things about WoW. One of the biggest differences between WoW and Guild Wars 2 is pretty simply vertical versus horizontal progression. Where WoW is every time there's a new expansion. Remember when people said they're not making any more expansions? That was about 6 expansions to go. Yeah. Either you like the game or the folks you play with, and you're in the second category when it comes to MMOs, except for one, and that Guild War 2, and you played a lot solo. Yeah, all games are better with friends. That's especially true with MMOs, for sure. And good evening, Knock Knock. And one of the differences, the biggest single difference between WoW and Guild Wars 2 is vertical versus horizontal progression. Every time WoW comes out with a new expansion, there's a new level cap, or they do a squish, and a new gear treadmill. But that's part of the fun, is getting all that new gear. Scratching that acquisition itch. Ooh, I got a piece of fat loot. Ah, that feels good. I understand that completely. I may have missed it. Let me browse. I missed it. I missed that it was you, Nod Knox. About playing games anymore. You regularly watch a certain fella play. I wonder who you might be referring to. Spoiler, it's me. I hope. I just didn't realize it was you. Sneaking in. Such a sneaky fellow. Did you ever hear that WoW was ending years ago? No. No, we would have... I think if it was going to end, quote unquote, it would only be ending because we started hearing rumors about WoW 2. So when WoW brings out the new expansion, you've got the new levels, you go through the item acquisition again, and that is fun. Guild Wars 2, the level cap is 80. It's always been 80. Only once did they add a new class of gear, and that had 5% increased stats, and that was it. So it's very different in WoW. New expansion, you gotta do the leveling and the gearing stuff, and that's entertaining. But not having to in Guild Wars 2, that's also entertaining. And so that's why I can enjoy both. They will scratch very different itches. I wouldn't let anyone really know about that, Nod Knox, as they might notify mental health care professionals. I mean, your old PvP gear is still relevant if you somehow log on now after 10 plus years. In Guild Wars 2? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what changes have been made to PvP, but in SPVP, yes, I can guarantee you it's exactly the same.
We used to control the land.
For those not aware, the SPVP is normalized in Guild Wars 2. That means everyone is at the same level. Everyone has access to the exact same gear. So if you're a warrior and somebody else is a warrior, and you just bought the game yesterday, and this guy's been playing since launch, you have access to the exact same skills, the exact same gear, the exact same stats. The difference will be he's been playing it for years, and he will annihilate you. One of the reasons, even though I don't play it, I consider structured PvP in Guild Wars 2 to be superior to all of the rest of the PvP games, is it is purely a matter of skill. I've never quite understood why, as an example, in WoW, because I did play some PvP in WoW with my guildmates. I never understood why the more PvP you play and the better you get at PvP, why you would need better gear. You're already better than everyone else. All you're going to do now is, if no one can beat you ever because you're the best player and have the best gear, doesn't that just disincentivize other players? Can't see others' messages on here. I am currently multicasting, multi-streaming. So my stream is going out both to YouTube and to Twitch. So that is why I try to do readbacks when somebody says something, is because quite explicitly you can't see the chat from the other stream. So I try to do readbacks. If I'm not doing the readbacks well enough, please do let me know so I can do my goddamn job. Played normal PvP in other games, but always as a spot healer. I was never big on PvP. I played it some in WoW because I had a couple of my friends, my guildies, were good at it. One of them actually making the rank 14 at the time. The one I think I played the most in was Star Wars The Old Republic. It had one particular format that I loved. It was asymmetric. One side would defend, the other side would attack, and then they'd reverse that. And whoever either made the most progress or succeeded the fastest would be the winner. And I really, really liked the asymmetric nature of it. Nodnox is now on both. So he's been chatting on YouTube for the most part. He's now on Twitch. The YouTube is magnifying lens. Same name in both places. Initially, I just started uploading my streams to YouTube. And once Twitch gave the okay that you could multi-stream, as long as you didn't multi-stream the chat, which they have rules against. Since then, I've been streaming to both. And frankly, much to my surprise, my YouTube followers have almost reached my Twitch... Sorry, YouTube subscribers have almost equaled the number of Twitch followers I have. Which surprises me. Pleases me too, though. Put that stuff away. Salvage that. Put that away. And that away. Do we have anything else back here tucked away? I don't think so, but we'll make sure. Something attacked me. Harpies. Oh, I've got herpes. Sorry, harpies. It's so hard to get rid of harpies, you know. Really, it's like you can never, ever really cure harpies. I don't think there's anything in here, but I'm going in anyway. Might be a POI in here somewhere that I'm not remembering completely. Not that way. No efficient cream invented in Guild Wars 2. Not yet. If you get the harpies, man... Hi, guys. What are you talking about? Queen Jenna?
I give my life for my country.
Yeah, if you're more comfortable watching in one place than the other, it doesn't matter to me. But if you do find that I am talking to somebody and you don't know what I'm referring to, please let me know. I am working on doing better at the readbacks. But I'm not there yet. Stop with the knockbacks, you jerk.
That's it, they're free. All right, we are getting out of here.
More to explore.
I'm no longer in the heart area for this. That's disappointing.
Don't worry, you'll be safe soon.
I could have sworn, oh, maybe this is not part of the heart area. I'm having to say that it is not. Wow. Okay, I messed that up, although I think I'll get credit, or did get credit for the event at any rate. Harpy be gone. Need to consult the Asura Biometric Research Collegium. Yeah, that would work. You would think they'd have some... No, they might not have anything for it. Remember, they didn't... It wasn't that long ago they came up out of the ground. Right? I mean, originally, that's where they come from. I don't want to say that they're rodents or descended from rodents, but that might be an understandable conclusion to draw. Oh, we got a weekly done. Complete King of the Jungle meta event in Tangled Depths or events in Ascalon. That's 50 more astral achievement. The readbacks were good and I didn't feel excluded. Thank you. It is something I try to be aware of because when I first started streaming, man, I would just talk. I would respond without the readbacks. And I know that confused people. And there is also the possibility, which I must admit, that people just simply assumed I was hallucinating. And at my age, really, it's possible that you guys are all, you know, in my head. And that's actually really scary to me.
Please, I need your help.
Oh, you need my help. Sorry, I'm busy. I have some ore to mine. I'm a miner for a heart of silver. And I'm getting old. Old man musical reference. A heart over here. This is the harpies again, isn't it? Is this the harpies? I think it's the harpies. There's more harpies over there. Yes, it's the harpies. We were just talking about them. Yeah, I'm just going along with what you said. I know you were talking to yourself. Exactly. We were talking to ourselves. Should not tell the voices in your head. Should not the voices in your head tell you either comforting things or really disturbing things? I like, they give me both. They like to keep me on my toes, so to speak. Did somebody already kill him? They must have. There's a hero point here.
Let's see how you fare against this clutch.
Kill them all! Feel my wrath.
Holy crap, something's hitting really, really hard. I'm going to die, I think. I don't want to kill that one. Because I may need to kill that one for a free res. There's the free res. If you're not familiar with it, you don't die when you run out of health in this game. You get downed instead, and you can fight your way back out of it. And if you kill something while you're in the downed state, you instantly get rezzed. And that's what happened there. Another daily, dodging 3 enemy attacks using the dodge roll. Come on back, you stupid jerky thing. Missed me. Lol. Yep, dodging. Oh yes, dodging's been in the game since the start. It's an extremely important mechanic. By default, the V key. If you're moving in a particular direction, the V key will dodge you in that direction. By default, V dodges you backward. I'm going to try to res this guy.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Did he just freaking... He left? He had a free res coming. All he had to do was target one of the little ones that I killed, and he would have gotten credit. And gotten the res. But no, he had to bail. So, yeah, I'm not going to stay and fight the goddamn ugly veteran mob again. That would be silliness and would be contraindicated. But here will be a dodge. I will hit V by itself, and you'll see dodge backwards. Now I'm moving forward, dodge forward. And the bloody thing ran away again. All right, yeah. You've got your arrows. I've got a gun. Oh, better yet, you know, better than a gun, 2 guns. Like that. Now these 2 weapons are not a perfectly good match for one another. The swords mostly do strike damage, in other words, straight up damage. The guns mostly do condition damage or damage over time. Generally, you want to run one or t'other. They added more weapon sets all around, right? Yes, that is true. And they are adding something I had been hoping for since the last expansion was announced, which is land spears. Using spears on land for all 9 classes is something I had been rooting for. That'll be coming in the next expansion. Spear sounds fun? Yeah, I agree. Well, the implementations are likely to be very, very different from what we've seen so far. They demoed 3 of them this week, and another 3 next week, and another 3 the week after that. Seen a game called Spitterhead. I saw something with that name in it. I don't remember what it was. Splitterhead? I can't remember. I saw something. It might have been listed. Someone was playing it on Twitch, and I saw it. So I saw the name somewhere, but I have no idea about what the game is. So many harpies have got to die. Flock to me! That's the level, but we're still not quite done with the heart. 1 or 2 more will do it. There we go. Heart complete. And we are now 72% done with the map. Heart complete. Level up. We are 45, I believe. That gives us the second spec line to enable, which is going to be virtues. We'll finish out virtues. Second specialization line, virtues. Virtues apply boons to allies when activated. Deal increased strike damage for each boon on you. Strike damage is increased while you have Aegis. Gain resolution and Aegis when disabled. Consecrations deal increased duration. Yeah, we'll go with the disabled. Gain resolution when you activate a virtue. Yes. Strike damage is dealt increased after activating a virtue. Pretty good. Activating virtue skill 2 removes conditions from allies. Mighty blow becomes. We'll go with that one. And passive effect virtue skill 1 triggers more quickly and now burns in an area. I think we'll go with that. Yes, we do. All right. We now have our second spec line activated. Pardon me. Where are we off to next? Let's see. Due west seems to be the answer. And I do need to mine more ore. for a couple reasons. One is for the Chapter 3 Adventure Guide, and also for, I think it was the daily. In fact, we may have just finished that daily out. We did. The daily is complete. We're up to, I think, we're just off by a whisker. We're off by 6 achievement points from 19,000. Let's see. Brimstone elementals remaining. Nobody's fighting the brimstone elementals. If nobody's fighting them, then I probably don't want to fight them either. I missed. That was inauspicious of me. Alright, we got a heart over here. We are now 70-odd% done with the map. Which hearty heart is this? Iron Legion Scout and Char bad guys. So we are going to start by getting the POI that's in the cave. Get off. God, I hate that so bleeping much. Please. ArenaNet, please. All you gotta do is give us 2 more F buttons for the mount. Please, just please do it.
Kill them all!
I killed him, and now I have to kill his mortar. There we go. And we will mine some gold. See a lot of skills on the mount. Can you do aerial combat? They added a little bit of aerial combat. Now, when you're flying, you can spit a fireball. It doesn't do a lot of damage. You can also fire a blast, which basically lands you. As you go down, you land, you fire a blast off, and it takes off. That's the only real flying combat. The fireballs don't do a lot of damage, but they are used in some of the meta events and such. So it's not really a good way to do damage. It's not a bad way to tag mobs for XP purposes if there's a big event going on, something like that.
Kill them all!
Running away? You're a char. I don't care if you're a renegade, you're still a char. Running away? That's what cowards do. Are you a cowardly char? Are you a cowardly little cat?
That had to hurt.
Well, I suspect both aerial and water combat would be a chore to develop and balance. Well, water combat has always been in the game.
Kill them all!
It's done better than it is in any other MMO I've ever seen, and I don't even consider it close. But it's still not good. And as far as balance goes, well, some of it is balanced and some of it is just really not. For instance, if you are an engineer and you are playing a mechanist, the mechanist, a big part of the mechanist's entire kit is the fact that he has an enormous robot with him. Your enormous robot doesn't come with you if you're fighting underwater. He evidently flies above the water and will, about like every 30 seconds, allow you to drop a small explosive on something. It's really underwhelming. But underwater combat's been in the game since launch. Every class has its own weapons and skills for it. Not all skills can be used. That's another level for me. I'm now level 46. That's 7 levels tonight, I think. This is not an item of attire, hence we do not change our dyes for that.
Kill them all!
New event nearby. Oh, a script burglar. Well, I am Skritbane after all. The Skrit drops bags of loot when you whack it. Basically, there are chests you can open and out will spring. Basically, he's a treasure goblin from
Kill them all.
from Diablo. Is what he is. Skrit and Asura, no relation. You know, I wouldn't say that they're not, but the Asura certainly wouldn't like it if you said that they were. So yes, let's say that they are. That the Asura got the brains and the Skrit got the charm. Also, I'd like to try out the Starship Troopers game on PC. The multiplayer one they brought out a while back. I never played it. It looked pretty good at launch. Certainly, I think a fair amount of the people who were playing it would have swapped over to the recent one that came out. Something to... I can't remember. Exterminations trailer looked fun. Now I'm just trying to remember the one that just came out that was a huge hit. A huge unexpected hit. Originally meant to be a PlayStation-only game. It's basically all it is a version of Starship Troopers that doesn't say Starship Troopers. But I can't remember the name. Huge hit. That you want to play with friends because it has friendly fire. I am talking about Helldivers 2. Thank you, Nodnox. I was thinking it was something Divers 2, but that didn't make any sense. But in fact, that was the answer I was looking for. Thank you, Nodnox. Yeah, Helldivers 2, in essence, is the movie is a game version of the movie of Starship Troopers, not the book. New trident, yeah, we'll take that. A new hammer, 484. Do I already have a hammer? Doesn't look like I do. I had one previously. Can't wear, can't wear, can't wear, can't wear. In other words, I can't wear those. Actually, that's pretty much the same words. Yeah, Helldivers 2, I think, would be the safer bet because I haven't seen anyone playing on streams anyway. The Starship Troopers game, but a lot of people have been playing Helldivers 2. Unplayable since it installs rootkit copyright protection. Should do that again. And that's not coming near your PC. Understandable. Well, it's not like it's the first time Sony has demonstrated their loving concern for their player base with a rootkit. Some people, some companies in particular, just don't seem to learn their lessons. Burn on you guys, quite literally. They are very used to being in total control due to being a console company primarily. Yeah, well, that's something they're going to have to adjust to, because they finally got the message from the PC success of Helldivers 2 that they've been ignoring the PC market, which means they've been ignoring billions of dollars. But yes, I would certainly agree that the mere fact that they've been able to, that the system is hardware locked down means they haven't had to worry about that stuff. Very vocal against quite a few practices they employ as standard. Completely understand. Yep. PC players in general, most particularly the savvier ones, are definitely the ones least likely to put up with that kind of nonsense. Well, I mean, in some places it's really easy. For instance, a lot of times a new game will come out from Korea specifically, and they'll have a lot of client-side stuff that is easily exploited. They'll have hacks and cheats and stuff that are very easy to implement, and a lot of the Western players will go, why do they release it like this? It's so easy to hack and break and whatnot, and the reason is simple. In Korea, your gaming account is attached to a real-world ID. And so, if you mess around, if you hack the game, if you cheat, anything like that, they'll just make sure you never play their game again, or maybe make sure you never play any of their games again. Because every single account in Korea is tied to an actual real-world ID. There is consequences. And that is why a lot of times the Korean games will come over here and they'll be incredible hack and exploit fests, is because that's not literally not a problem in Korea. %81%. And there's a POI here I didn't get, but I have it now. Beautiful. Anyone want to go for a swim? Isn't it just look lovely? Cheat once and never again. Yeah, there's actual measurable consequences. You know, so a lot of the problems we see in Western gaming don't exist. Now, this is not a perfect system, as requiring you to give them real-life information like that. Well, here in the land of the free and the home of the brave, as we like to call it, a lot of people will complain about that stuff regardless of how much actual relevance it has. And so most companies in this country won't even try anything like that. Blizzard tried it once. They were going to use Real ID. But their reason for using it, well, let's just say that the research shows that it wouldn't actually prevent the things they were hoping it would prevent. What it would do, however, is give them more control of your ID and know what you were doing so that they could use it for their business purposes. Basically, experimentation and studies have been done, also doxing, shows that people do not behave better in public forums on the internet if their real name is attached. You would expect them to, but in fact, for most people, they don't.
Kill them all.
Oh, can you kill a spark? I don't know if you can kill a spark, really. I'm leaning towards no. Come on, there's another one.
Kill them all.
That is weird, as you're brought up with the thought that what you say and how you say it reflects on who you are, so you took that onto the net. Yeah, I agree that for me, it would matter. I try not to behave like an absolute jackass on the internet, even if I'm in a situation where I don't think there are any consequences. And certainly, if my name is attached to it, I'm definitely not doing it unless I've been drinking. I could certainly see myself saying something dumb if I was drinking. But I think that's probably true for most people. So yeah, I think for me and for you and for most people, I would think that if their real name is attached to something, they're not going to get too bonkers crazy. But sadly, the research shows that's not the case, at least in the U.S. It may very much depend on, the culture of wherever you are. That should be it. That's it. We are 90% done with the map. To be honest, you've seen me drink on stream more than one occasion. You've not even slurred and even less said anything objectionable. Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm really getting tanked, then, it's conceivable. I don't expect it would happen. I've been on the internet long enough and drunk on the internet often enough in those many years. I would have expected it to happen then, but who knows? I may get old. I'm getting older. I may get crankier. I might care less about everything, anything, fill in the blank. I don't expect it's the case, but it could happen. Generally, for the same reason I try not to act like a dick in public is the same reason I wouldn't want to act like a dick on the internet. I don't like acting like a dick. I'll occasionally indulge in a little bit of dickish behavior, but I think everyone is entitled to some modicum of dickishness from time to time. All right, what do we have? Just don't be a veteran. Oh, good. He's not a veteran. A rich iron vein. And that was one of the Chapter 3. Volume 2. Oh, that was a little left over from Volume 2. Okay. In Adventure in 3, we are at 6 of 13 complete. We have to hit level 50. We're 3 shy of that. Defeat 18 more. No. 68 more dragon minions. Crafting levels. We can finish that off in a bit. More events. Those ones we've got done. All right. We have got 2 waypoints, 2 POIs left. And that's it. Well, there's one of the waypoints. It is safe to bet that one of the POIs is probably in the same general vicinity. All right, there is a big, ugly up. I got to see if anyone else is around fighting it. Probably not. Nope. He is untouched. The champion giant branded devourer. Well, to steal a line from me that I stole from Phil Hartman on Saturday Night Live, that thing's got chunks of guys tougher than me in its stool. Kind of a disgusting joke, but I always liked it. Made me laugh out loud the first time I heard it. Thank you. I mean, well, thank you. Like I came up with it. Thank you, the late, great Phil Hartman. Let's see. There's that. Okay, that's 2 of them. And where's the other POI? All the way back there we missed then. We just need to head a little bit east of south. Yeah, he was doing his impersonation of Frank Sinatra. And it was such a memorable one-liner. I have unashamedly stolen it. Over there. Yeah, that one. This one tends to be overrun by the bad guys, but not this time. Well, that's different. This one almost always seems to be overrun by the ogres. And there is the POI, and the last POI is right there. And we'll have completed yet another map. We are 2 for 4 on keys so far, which is, I think, an above average rate. So the odds say not tonight, but each individual roll of the dice is random. So, in fact, it's exactly the same odds as it was the other 4 times. Gimme! Ta-da! Step forward. Yeah, it's the Tyrian Explorers Society again, congratulating me. They know I'm awesome. About, I think the odds are 1 in 4, 1 in 3, something like that. And here we go. That's 3 out of 5. I'm not going to complain about that. Not one little bit. In fact, quite the opposite. Thank you, Guild Wars 2. I have not done any of the personal story missions yet because I already did a key farm this week. So I'll do the Chapter 1 personal story on Monday to get another key. And then I'll also do 2, 3, and 4. Maybe not all the same day, but possibly. Since my intent is to go through the whole damn thing. We'll pop back over here. Don't remember much about those except did them once to see. It was kind of disappointing. It depends. There are 3 different paths for each race for the levels 10, 20, 10 and 20, and I don't think 30, but 10 and 20 at least. And 30. I think it's 10, 20, and 30. And then 40 is all the same, is where they unify together. Some of the stories are better than the others. I mean, for instance, there's the one with one of the Asura storylines. You have created an infinity ball, and you end up having to fight yourself from another universe. You know, so that's an interesting twist. So some of the individual story beats can be interesting. Once they unify, the missions vary from interesting to tedious. And the very, very last one, spoiler coming up, the fight against Zaitan is notoriously bad, awful, disappointing. To the point where people often wonder, why haven't they done something to improve that? They ought to at least be able to turn it into a a strike mission or something. To give it some relevance.
Act with wisdom.
Dismissed.
Dismissed. Let me... Oh, I already have one, don't I? I do have a Black Lion chest already.
Let's see the color of your coin.
Well, for the third night in a row, I get to give my little Black Lion chest spiel. We are guaranteed to get a Black Lion statuette, which is a currency. Luck. Don't remember that. Is that a currency? It is a occasionally generated thing from salvaging items and is used in some high-level crafting, but more generally is a magic find. So you can see here my luck, my magic find is plus 200%. That's not the cap. The cap is like 320%. And so I am 9,335 out of 20,940 to the next 1% of magic find. So if you were to open up your account, go to your achieves and scroll down here, you would see your magic find percentage. But luck is constantly coming out. It comes out in blue, green, yellow, orange, and purple qualities. And you can, or I should say a artificer can increase the quality up to the exotic quality, which is used for some of the legendary items. So it is sort of a currency and sort of a crafting item. So we will get a Black Lion statuette, which is a currency used to buy the things. A lot of the things that you can see in here can be bought with Black Lion statuettes. We'll get a Nashblade Dragon Coffer, which will give currency and other stuff from the current festival. We'll get 2 commons. Good ones are the unlocks, weapon, wardrobe, and armor. The die kits, if I can get lucky and get a die I don't have. And the crafting mats can be useful for making legendaries and the like. The current uncommon set is the Shimmering Aurora set, and it's one of the best looking sets in the game, in my opinion. Certainly one of the most widely liked. There's the axe as an example. They are a very cool swirly, aqua, purple, pinky, blue, cool looking set. I think I have 4 of them. The rare set is a set that's not held in generally anywhere near as high in esteem. It's seasonal, it's winter, and maybe Yule themed. See, it snows and it's got sort of greenery around it, and it's snow-capped and not my vibe. And then the super rare, which I'll never get. I will click open. We'll get a common here, and hopefully a 5th box to appear. And that will be an uncommon or better, and that's a 10% chance. And here we go. Just commons, and at least one good one. This is a guaranteed weapon unlock. That is a cosmetic unlock of a random weapon I do not already have. It can be a crappy one. It can be a really cool one. You think you asked this before? No, I missed it. You think you asked this before. But did I play Terra? I think you asked. I did not play it. I had a friend who played it when it first came out. My understanding is the combat was absolutely great. But I've never heard anyone say anything. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about the combat or anything good about anything other than the combat. One of the guys at the Penny Arcade online comic strip, talked about it when it came out. How much he loved the combat and how much the rest of it, every single part of it, was the worst kind of MMO drudgery he could imagine. But the combat was so good he couldn't stop playing. So the combat is supposed to be as one of the few I see that regularly gets mentioned by people on Reddit when somebody asks about good combat. There'll always be people talking about Terra.
Greetings.
Which, by the way, was an acronym for the something realm of Arborea. Eternal Realm of Arborea, something like that. So I will click on this, and I will get unlocked the cosmetic for one of these weapons. As you can tell, there are a lot. There are an awful lot.
Live well.
There are shitloads of weapon skins. Now, I can get a really crappy plain one, or I can get a really cool one.
May the Six watch
But it's
over you.
fun. Can you buy mounts in Guild Wars for real money like WoW? You can buy some of the skins for real money. The mounts you have to earn in-game. They unlock with the second expansion, Path of Fire. The first one unlocks the Raptor, unlocks in the very first mission of the expansion, and then you have to play through the storyline for, I don't know, maybe 4 hours to get to the mission that unlocks the second one, and after that, they are unlocked generally by completing, either by questing or by finding the NPC that can train you. But the skins, there are an enormous number of skins, as you would expect. Mount skins have been a big seller. And so, let's say the first one you get is the Raptor, and I have 10 skins. This one, which is a Raptor in heavy armor. We've got a Roadrunner. A couple of Raptors of various flavors from Cantha. That one looks pretty sharp in those colors. I gotta say, that one looks really sharp in those colors. My brother bought me one for my birthday. The Cenarian Griffin, I think. And that's one I use a lot because it's small and it's quiet. But I think that's the only mount I have bought. I've earned a lot of mounts in WoW from doing old raids, for example. Really like that one. I'm going with that. And others I've got for purchasing, the more expensive editions of the game. So, the guaranteed weapon unlock. I'm going to double click it. We'll see what we get. Could be good. Could be not so great. Real quick check. I do have enough points. Let's finish off the Zeal training and the Signet training. Here we go. And it is the Shadow Serpent Scepter. I do not know what this one looks like.
May the Six watch over you.
It's a nice one. It doesn't have any of the big, cool, spiffy looking visuals, but it's a solid scepter. I would say that's probably middle of the road. 5 out of 10. 0 to 10. So average is 5. I'd say that's about an average skin. The green swirls.
Act with wisdom.
You're right, it does. It does swirl. 5.5. If it was swirled a little more obviously, that'd probably be a 6. But that's certainly not a bad one.
What can I do for you?
You like the mount you get from Ulduar? Is that the sort of the mechanical, the head, right? The head of the critter, the head of the boss, down at the very bottom. Was that the Ulduar mount? Because I tried to get that a couple of times, but it was a long haul to get all the way down there. And at least one of the classes I played, like, couldn't hit him when he was flying. Yeah, so it is that mount. Yeah, that is an example of one of the mounts that I wish I did have, that I did try a little bit to get. I failed. In the Nashblade Dragon Coffer, these items from here to here, they're between 5 gold and half a gold each. The uncommons are mostly have no value. The Jawbreaker's currently going for about 4 gold, I think. In here, these items have some usage, at least, or value. And then there's the super rares, which would be really cool, but I don't get super rares. Here we go.
That looks valuable.
That looks valuable. That is a 1 gold, 50 silver item. We'll sell the junk.
Seize the moment.
We'll go ahead and
How's it going? Speak quickly.
fire off the firework. There it goes. That's the firework. I will drink the Hunter's Ale. Club, club, club. And open up this, which is a champion bag. A standard drop from most champions. We'll drop a champion bag. This one has 2 items of rare unidentified gear. I will deconstruct those. They are both level 80. Nope, one's at 79. 79 and 80.
Act with wisdom.
Deconstruct those.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
Excellent. We at least got a glob of ectoplasm out of it.
Hello.
I'm going to hop over to the character I am currently doing all of my festival stuff on, Prolix Verbose. I'm going to do the festival stuff, the festival daily. Or dailies, because you have to do 3 out of 5. And then every 5 times you do 3 out of the 5 dailies, you get a choosy box with a weapon in it.
Take heed.
I have not taken leave of my senses.
I've seen creatures of metal and steam.
Yeah, sure you have. Crazy. Alright. Daily Dragon Bash. Aim for the sky is setting off fireworks. We want to track that one. Elder Taffy, that's eat 25. Mount Master, complete the Mount Race event. Alright, we'll do that. Those are the 3 out of 5 we will do. And we just entered the map and suddenly there's not enough people. ArenaNet, fix that please.
Take heed.
You broke it in EOD.
Leave of my senses.
So,
I've seen creatures of metal and steam.
Alright. We have to hit 10 fireworks launchers. 2. Three.
It's just the way of the world. Predator and prey. Kill or be killed. Nothing personal.
4.
Is that you're not killing for food, but for sport.
No, I'm saying.
Sharp blades, sharp mind.
5. It's not my favorite festival, although you can't argue with Karaxxus flying around. Okay, hologram of Karaxxus flying around. By the way, that appears to be pretty close to the size of the actual dragon we had to defeat in Living World Season 4. As Karaxxus, it was a big boy. No candy-ass dragons here. And that will be aim for the sky taken care of.
Ah, recognition.
Recognition. Okay, we want to pull these down. I need to eat 25 of these. This is Zytaffy, named for Zytan. That's 2/3 of the 3 dailies we need. The last one is the race. The race is down the next level, I think. Yeah, it is. And this is, I will not be doing it as the race, I'll just be doing it as the time trial, which counts. The race, I think, is 3 laps. The time trial is a single lap.
Nothing better in the morning than snow between your toes.
I don't think it started correctly. No, it didn't. We'll try it again. I'm going for speed.
How disappointing.
Mount up.
Won't you stay a while?
Press play. And hit the accelerator button.
Oh, let's go to
There's
the dragon.
one really hard turn that I can almost never make, and it's coming up right here. That was it. And I didn't make it, but it wasn't ruinously bad. This one's kind of tough too. Whoop! That's bad. I feel shame. We hit the accelerator again, and we're off. Yep, I screwed it up again. I am not doing well. Alright, get off, get back on, accelerate, good. This is terrible. I doubt I'll make a gold medal, but I should still be good for a silver because they're pretty generous about that. And there we are. 135. Yep, I barely missed gold. I got the silver. I drove poorly. I feel shame. I have humiliated myself in front of my loyal viewers. I'm sorry. I like to double check and make sure. That Dragon Basher, yes, 3 out of 3. What we get is if we do that 5 times. Festivals, Dragon Bash. Dragon Bash feats, that one. We get the Dragon Bash Victory Coffer, which looks like this. And this has holographic versions of all of the first generation of legendary items. Stat combos, not great. Well, we're going to need to sell the junk we're going to get out of these boxes, of which there will be plenty. I'll drink the bottle of vintage wine, even though I'm not much of a
Power
wine
flow
drinker.
at 30%. Rerouting.
Now this is a find.
Throw that away. You'll excuse me for a second here. My inventory's packed, guys. What can I say? One more. So.
Now I shall break you.
And one
Rare
last
and
champion
valuable.
box. Throw that away. And I think we are going to sell some of our gains. Oops. That generated an error. But not really, because the thing opened up anyway.
Everybody wants something.
Price is about
You
where
look
it was
tough.
yesterday.
What do you want? You must visit more
So we'll
often.
sell a couple full batches. There we go. So that'll give me somewhere around 3 gold for the 2 batches. And let us see what we've got left for the regular
How
dailies we
disappointing.
need.
I wanted
Nothing.
pottery,
We
not
got them all
handled
taken
in
care of.
pots.
Well, good. Then I think I'm going to call it right here at 2 hours and 23 seconds. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, as always. I'm going to do a quick check and see if there's anybody who is streaming the Guild Wars stuff that I can send you over to. There is. I can send you over to Taja this evening. And I think I will. If you'll just give me a second here. I will send you over to Taja. Taja is a terrific Guild Wars 2 content
Pushing
creator.
yourself can push you.
She mostly does endgame PvE, especially raids. And give me a sec. I'll send you over to her. She also does raid training for new players who want to get into raiding. So Taja is pretty great. I should be back. I need the right thing up. Right window up. Get the right window up, Lens. There you are. Right window is up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, early morning in Asia and Australia, with more Guild Wars 2. Again, thanks for hanging out. I hope the rest of your Saturday night kicks ass. I hope your Sunday is great as well. And let's go ahead and raid Taja. Where? They changed the interface. Give me a second. There we are. So she's doing raid training tonight, as she normally does. Where? That's... There we go. Raid now. God, they've redid the interface since the last time I raided. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great evening, and ciao for now. Night, guys.